This is RadioFire.com giving you more talk, more news, and more music. I go by the name of Diamond K. Thank you for joining me. A lot of things going on. Of course, every Tuesday, we are here live at RadioFire.com, headquarters out of Baltimore, Maryland. And I don't even know where to start. I mean, so many things going on. The Freddie Gray Jury will be anonymous. That is coming fresh off the pipelines here. Baltimore judge ruled that jurors for the first trial of the police officer in the death of Freddie Gray will remain anonymous. Is this good? I think this is good. Because nobody wants, you don't want that kind of drama on your hands. But I'm telling you that these jurors are going to want to talk later. They're gonna want to talk. The jurors always want to talk. They always want to talk, and I don't think that this is going to be any different. So a dozen motions filed back and forth. Officer William Porter, his trial starts next week in Baltimore. We're going to be there for some of it. Not actually in the courtroom, but we're going to be in and around the area. It's going to be a media circus, and I, for one, want to make sure that Radio on Fire participates in the circus. So, Porter charged with assault, manslaughter, misconduct in office, and reckless endangerment. As we previously reported, he is one of the first of the Baltimore police officers that are going to stand trial. Now, Judge Williams, excuse me, he ruled that he will not limit the number of character witnesses, and he will not bar the introduction of certain evidence, including policies and procedures relating to belting prisoners, putting a seatbelt in, not hitting them. Old schoolers is like, he belted him, no, like seat belts. Gray, of course, was not wearing a seatbelt when he was injured in the back of the van. Now, I think that this is going to play a heavy role in this case, this whole seatbelt thing. I don't know why they're going to try to go with the defense of he was not seatbelted in, and that's how these injuries happen. That's just crazy if they're going to try to do that. But I think that that's where they're trying to go with it. And I think they're going to try to say he wasn't seatbelted in and it was Officer Porter's fault because he didn't put a seatbelt on him. Now, let's keep in mind that there was no car accident. The vehicle did not impact another vehicle. So any throwing around would simply be driving in the vehicle. How fast was the vehicle going? Was the vehicle going 100 miles an hour? No. 80 miles an hour? No. So how fast would you have to go in order to damn near break somebody's spine? Pretty daggone fast, right? You get in a car accident. Let's say we get in a car accident. You don't have your seatbelt on. I don't have my seatbelt on. I think that we would be high pressed to find an accident that we could have those injuries after impacting another vehicle. We would have injuries, head injuries. If you were thrown from the vehicle, even if you were thrown from the vehicle, I don't know if you would have that injury, like your spine being, almost severed. I don't know. So we're gonna see what happens in this trial, which starts on the 30th of this month, downtown Baltimore. Speaking of Baltimore, the great city that we all know and love, a student, Baltimore City student, today critically injured after being stabbed inside of a Baltimore City high school. Now, Baltimore police say that a student was stabbed in a West Side school. Yes. Can you believe this? The department wrote on its Twitter page that a student was stabbed inside of the Renaissance Academy High School Now, Baltimore police and city police were on the scene. According to the city director of media relations, TJ Smith, we've heard him speak many times about, these type of matters. Around noon today, Baltimore City Police with Baltimore School Police responded to a call of a stabbing inside the academy on the third floor in a classroom. So maybe they're witnesses to this. Depends on what period it was. Maybe it was an off period, and maybe no. But why would the student be in the class? So maybe there are witnesses. But a 10th grade student who is a suspect apparently stabbed an 11th grade student. The victim was stabbed multiple times and is in critical condition. The suspect fled the scene and has since been taken into custody without incident. This like right before Thanksgiving. My goodness, what is going on? This school will be open tomorrow, they said. But they're doing some classes across the street. I believe there's a church across the street, some type of building they're going to be doing classes in. I don't understand how you can have the kids in school. Would you send your kid to school the next day after this incident, right before the holiday? No. How about we'll come back next week? Not sure why they want to keep the school open, but I guess, student was stabbed. He didn't die, but did you die? I guess that's what's the reason for keeping school open? I don't know. I would close the school if it was me. It's one day, and then you got Thanksgiving. You get half a day. This is the day that you just watch the movies. You watch the movies on this day. Yeah. So I don't know, but definitely thoughts and prayers going out to the student that was injured. Now, of course, some people are going to say, you don't know why he did it or she did it or whatever. And, there's no excuse. There's no reason. You don't want anybody to be injured. If you gotta have some type of a disagreement, can we just throw some hands? Can we just throw some hands? Bust a lip? What happened to those things? Bust a lip, knock the wind out of you, black eye. Okay, fair one. What happened to that? All right, so it's troubling. Okay, it's troubling. On to some other news. And they said that the music industry was dead. Right? That's what they said. They said music industry dead, hip hop dead, music dead. People don't buy music anymore. That's what they said. However, Adele said, "I'm rocking these Bamas." Okay. 2.3 million copies sold of her 25 album in 3 days. Wow. Let me say that again. 2.3 million. This is the 20th CD to sell 1 million copies in a week. 20th. We're going to run down all of them. But in case you've been under a rock somewhere, even I heard about Adele's album, and I've never listened to any of her music except for maybe one song. That was by mistake, on accident, as they say, right? On accident. So she just released this album, 25, and it is exceeding all expectations. Who would have expected 2.3 million in 3 days? 3 days, count them, 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay. Anyway, 2.3 million in pure album sales in the U.S. alone. This is not counting anywhere else. At that pace, they're saying that she's going to shatter the 1 week sales record of 2,416,000, which was set by the classic group NSYNC. Back in 2000, they did this album called No Strings Attached. That album was everywhere. I was the manager at FYE at that time, and it was everywhere. So it's being projected that this Adele album is going to end up selling 2.9 million by the end of the week. Okay, and that album definitely puts her in an elite club of artists who have sold 1 million in 1 week. Now, let's get into this million club. All right, let's do that. So this is not in any particular order, but the only thing I want to do in order is, you know what? let's do them in order. The first one, the first album to sell over 1 million copies in 1 week. Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard soundtrack, which did 1,061,000 back in January of 1993. Back in the day, right? Okay, Garth Brooks, remember him? Double Live, 1998. He did 1,085,000. All right. Yeah, shout out to Garth Brooks. I've never actually heard any of his music that I know of. Maybe if I heard it, I was, I don't know. Backstreet Boys, Millennium, back in 1999, May 23rd. Ironically, that was just a couple of days after my ex-girlfriend's son was born. He was born on the 19th. Okay, so they did over 1 million. And NSYNC, as we talked about, No Strings Attached, they are the record holders for the most sold in 1 week. She's going to demolish that record. But as I said, March 26, 2000, they did 2,416,000. Crazy. Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again. Ironically, same year, May 2000, she did 1,319,000. Eminem, the Marshall Mathers EP, also, now this is what's crazy, also came out the next week after Britney Spears, 2000. He did 1,760,000 copies 1 week. 1 week. Limp Bizkit, anybody remember them? Okay. October, same year, 2000, people were buying a lot of music. It was Y2K. It was like, look, we still here. All right. So they did a little bit over 1 million. Backstreet Boys, back again, 2000, album called Black and Blue, 1,591,000 copies. November 2000. So 2000, it was on and popping. Here's another ironic one here. The Beatles, okay. Number one, they released an album Christmas Eve 2000. They did 1,259,000 copies of the Beatles. Just some hits. Crazy. It's probably like first time available on CD. One of those type of things. But NSYNC back again, Celebrity. They did 1,880,000 July of 2001. Now, we get some of the usual suspects. Eminem back again. The Eminem Show, June of 2002, he did 1,322,000 units 1 week. 1 week. Some people, it takes a long time to sell 1 million. Most people. Norah Jones, Feels Like Home, February 2004, she did a little bit over 1 million. Usher, Confessions, March of 2004, a little bit over 1 million. 50 Cent, The Massacre, March of 2005. I was living in Atlanta at that time. He did 1 million and some change. Lil Wayne, back in 2008, he did the same thing with the Carter 3, a little bit over 1 million. Now, here comes the three-peat, as I like to call her, Taylor Swift. Speak Now, 2010, she did over 1 million. She also did over 1 million 1 week with her Red album and her 1989 album, 2 years apart. Every other year she comes with an album and does 1 million. So I'm sure she's coming. She's probably in the studio now. And Lady Gaga, Born This Way, back in 2011, she did over 1 million 1 week. And as we said, Adele, just killing it. So her total sales have not been determined yet because she did all this 3 days. 3 days. So do you have the album? Are you gonna listen to the album? Is the album any good? Do I need to listen to this? You know what? I'm gonna listen to this just because I don't follow trends. I try not to. Most people watch a show. When people are watching the show, I usually don't watch it then. I fall back and wait. So like Empire season 1, I just watched it. So everybody's watching season 2. I'm on that old stuff. Season 1, right? And I do not have a problem admitting that I have not watched Power at all. I'm going to wait till the season starts, then I'm watch the old season. Right. That's what I do. But let me know, do I need to get this Adele album? Is it hot? It sounds hot. Now, it could be hot this week and next week fall off, but I don't think so. I don't know. So, all right, let me know your thoughts. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Diamond K Show. We will be back. Will we be back on Thursday? No. We'll be back on Saturday. Yeah, definitely. So happy holidays to everyone. I definitely want to say that. Happy holidays to you too. Lisa is here working the boards, and you're going to cook for your family or take your family where food is so they can eat. All right. That's good. So as I said, we'll be back on Saturday. And definitely want to wish everybody happy holidays. We have a lot of things coming up, a lot of exciting things. I want to bring some new shows on board. I do want to do that. And yeah, so I need to work on my New Year's resolutions as well. We were talking about that. All right. So let's get out of here and close it out before I end up saying some things that I don't need to say.